Pottery Barn inspired Halloween DIYs, spookily created by Buffie Designs. I found these on Pottery Barn's website, a little ghost cloche, and it's for the bigger one, but that smaller one I thought would totally be doable with some Dollar Tree supplies. I'm using a Dollar Tree cloche, a mini pumpkin, a cork light strand, and this cork is off of a bottle that I saved, and it's just random piece, and a skewer, as well as this really thin chiffon type fabric. I didn't have any cheesecloth. So taking that pumpkin and just removing the little stem off of it, we don't want that, and I cut the skewer down to barely anything. I think it's like 2 inches, and stuck it with some hot glue into that cork stand. You could probably just use a piece of cork if you want, or any wood. You could even glue it to wood, like one of the blocks from Dollar Tree, but I just used what I had on hand. And so then I'm just gluing that pumpkin down and poking the sharp part of the skewer into the pumpkin. So now I'm measuring where I need it to go, because you want it to be under the cloche, and it looks perfect. So then I'm just hot gluing around that piece to keep it on, and then I ended up gluing this in there, which I should have painted all of it white first, so that you don't see any of that through the cloth. So I originally was cutting out this thicker fabric and didn't even think that it would be too thick to even see a light through it. So I ended up using this same template and cutting out the chiffon, but I used 4 pieces of the chiffon, so it's 4 layers. And so just imagine this is me cutting out the chiffon fabric. So I noticed the pumpkin was a little bit too big, so I wanted to sand it down to make it a smaller head on the top. So I kind of did that, and I probably didn't even need to paint the pumpkin because I just sanded off all of that color, and so it might have been just easier just to sand it to begin with. So I'm not sure what happened to my footage of gluing this on. I apologize, but I glued each layer separately so it kind of flowed a little differently on the top with just a little glue on each layer. So then I'm taking the cork light and I am just going to wrap it around the bottom portion where the skewer post is, and I just want it to kind of come up towards the face but not on the face, and then kind of around the body. So I kind of wrapped it around, and then I end up gluing that cork base or top part where it sits into a bottle. I glued that to the back of that wood piece right in there, and just it sits really well in there, so I can lift the cloche and turn it on and off when I want to. So now I am kind of looking at it like it's just flary and floaty. So I'm going to take some glue and glue it to the head a little bit more so it lays a little more flat inside. And once you put the cloche on it, it kind of sits down okay, but if you don't glue it down, it's going to poof up like a hairdo. And I didn't like that, so I wanted to make sure that all of the fabric was glued down to the head. So then I grabbed just a tiny bit of felt, black felt, and then I'm just hot gluing some little eyes on there, and it turns out really cute. I love it. And he's a ghost. Let me know what you think. So then I came across this ghost catch-all kind of tray set, and they wanted $34.99 for this, and I'm only going to make one, but the clay is $10 for this whole package, and I used maybe not even an eighth of this to create it. So I'm just kneading it out and then rolling the dough out, you know, not too thin but not too thick. So once I have it out the size I want, I'm just going to cut out the shape of the ghost so that it looks like the picture, and making it a little bit slightly bigger than what I want it to look like. So now that I have my shape, I am just going to tuck it up and kind of mold it so that it looks like a tray. And this was a little bit harder than I thought, and it took a lot of time to smooth it out with water so that it wasn't looking ruffly. And if I did this again, I would definitely take more time with it and possibly put another layer over the top of the sides so that it would smooth out a little bit better. So once I had it the shape I wanted, I sat it on a baker's rack and let it dry for about 24 hours. So now I'm giving it a good coat of white Rust-Oleum chalk paint, and I'm doing it all over, sides, inside, and back. So once I let that dry, I'm using this luster, it's kind of like an opalescent white paint that I'm going to cover the complete tray. It kind of gives it that shimmer on the picture, so I thought this would be really pretty to add. So then I let that dry really well before I move on to creating the face, and I'm using a paint pen, which is really helpful in this situation. So I just drew on the ghost face the best that I could do, and it turns out really super cute. I love it. So now I'm taking this Deco Art triple thick, it's a brilliant gloss glaze, and going over the complete tray, and this helps protect it, and then it makes it look kind of like a ceramic tray. It's super cute. I just wanted to share with you that if you're interested in recreating any of my projects or are looking to support my channel, check out the links in the description as well as the YouTube shopping products on your screen. I've linked many of the supplies and similar items I use. As an Amazon associate and YouTube shopping partner, I earn from qualifying purchases. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Now let's get back to the DIYs. When I saw these, I knew for sure I could make them myself for a lot cheaper. So I went to Dollar Tree and I picked up some mugs. I wanted ones that looked just like those, but they didn't have them available. So I picked up these that have a little gray on the top half of the mug, and I think that it turns out better than the original. Just so you know. So I'm just kneading this clay, and I should have used my new clay instead of the older one, so it took me a minute to work with it. But if you just add a little water and some elbow grease, it ends up softening up enough to use. So once I have that all done, I'm going to roll it out. And the good thing is with these cups, you don't need much of the clay to create this. So now I am taking a printed out pumpkin that is the size I want, so that I have a template to cut around. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want it to kind of I mean, you could probably freehand it if you wanted to. They're not that hard, but I kind of wanted them to stay within the same size. And so depending on which way you want the stem to go, I kind of alternated the faces on the direction that the stem is going is how you want to cut it out. So this one, the stem's going to the left, and I'm making a smiley face using a sharp object, obviously, to make the eyes and the mouth. Then I'm smoothing it out with water to make it look really cute. So now I'm using some wood glue to put on the back of it, and I put it right on the cup, and maybe I should have just let them dry on some parchment paper or plastic while it's laying on the cup, and then paint it and glue it on. But I just glued it on and then painted them later. So I've already done the other one, and I'm gluing that one down kind of sporadic, and you want them to kind of, you know, going different directions, however you want to do it actually. So I have this pumpkin color paste that's from, it's not chalk couture, but it's like that stuff, and I'm just painting it. At first I thought I just wanted to do a watered down version, but then it wasn't enough, so I ended up using just straight paint and just making sure all the way around the edges was covered without getting it on the mug. That took some time and patience, and then you can always wipe it back if it gets on the mug. So then once it's all dry, I'm using that luster kind of pearlescent paint for the mouths and the eyes, and then I kind of, to highlight the pumpkin, go around the pumpkin, and that's similar to what the ones are at Pottery Barn. So that's why I kind of want to make sure it matched. So I did end up painting them all the way around, but I'm only showing you two for the video. But it turns out so super cute. I just love it. And easy. It was so easy. So now I'm using that luster thick glaze, so it makes it look like the ceramic of the cup, and covering over just the pumpkins on this. And I love how they turned out. Let me know what you think, if this was your favorite or not, but I think so far this one is my favorite. So, oh my gosh, when I saw this, I thought for sure I could make this easy. And they are pretty pricey. So it doesn't look exact, but it's pretty darn close. So I'm taking a Dollar Tree plain clear glass plate, and I'm giving it one good coat of black chalk paint on both the back and, or the bottom and the top. And if I had a wood plate, that would have been better, but I'm using what I had available, and that was a Dollar Tree plain plate. And they're inexpensive, so you can get them too. So now I love this crackle stuff. I've only used it once on a witch's picture, and I thought that would be perfect to get the look that they had on the picture. So you want to give it a light coat, and you could go heavier depending on how much crackle you want for your project. I did kind of a medium coat on this. So then after you let that dry really well, you go over it with your lighter color. And I'm using the white, and I forgot how fast it works and gets that crackling going, and I forgot about a part and kind of swooped over it, but then it just added to it. So you got to be careful when you want to hurry and put the paint on and not go over it several times, because you'll just wipe off that crackle and it'll smear. So then here's an up close picture or video of the drying process, how fast it works once it starts drying. It looks so cool. I love it. So then I obviously did the other side on the top and made it look the same way. So now I've got a black paint pen, and I thought it would work really simple and hurry and draw the spiders on here, but I ended up just making the outline of it here and then ended up using just some chalk paint with a thin brush. And you just want it to look like a spider, basically. You could even get a stencil and do this, print out a stencil and use it that way out of your Cricut or whatever, but I just thought it's just as easy to draw it on. So now here's where I'm using that paint with the brush and just filling that in and creating the other spider with just the brush and paint. And also, on all of these projects, you do not want to put them in the dishwasher. Always wash them by hand. Of course, this is not food safe, so you want to not use it for that. It's for decor only. And I think it just turned out super cute. I love how it looks. And if you think my spider looks like a beetle, then that's fine. As long as it looks like a scary bug, I don't care. So then I gave both top and bottom a good coat of Mod Podge, and it turned out super cute. Let me know what you think. So what do you think of my Pottery Barn inspired DIYs? Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're new here, welcome, and I hope that you'll consider to subscribe. And if you all could please like, comment, and share my videos, that helps my channel out a lot so that I'm able to bring more of these videos to you. Make sure to check those links out in the description box as well as on your screen for any products that I might have used, and you can purchase your own through those links. I earn a commission, but it's no additional cost to you. Thank you so much again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.